Welcome to Cloud Training for Enthusiasts. It's always fun to talk about agile processes. And I always like to share my class and build my training. Every lab is special. And one of the reasons why I enjoy my lab is that we don't just carry what somebody have done before and just slide through. So everybody seems like, yeah, we are learning. No, every class is peculiar. So I like to build every class because the people here are different from the people that were in my former lab. The methodology may be the same, but the pattern may be a little different. So today we're talking about Agile methodology. So Agile is not just, it's just like a service. Agile is a service. Agile methodology is a form of a service. It's a management service. It's considered as a service because it cuts across all aspects of the business. So it's more than just a management term. It's more than a management term. It's a service. Just like it's out of agile processes that DevOps, Scrum, and every other thing came. Like right now, before it was just a regular waterfall project management. And it was after 2001 that the real agile practice came into play. And what we just have was regular agile team, which talks about the Scrum Master, the product owner, and the product owner and the developers working as a unit. Now, time has passed. Now we now have the agile team have expanded. We now have the Scrum Master, the product owner, we now have the developers, we now have the DevOps, which is a service, the DevOps team, or the DevOps service, we can call it DevOps service. And because the DevOps service is there, now DevOps service have now improved. They now have what we call the DevSecOps service. Then this DevSecOps service, in a broader team, we now have under the DevSecOps service, we have the security team, the cybersecurity team, which is going to comprise of the same DevSecOps service. Then we have the operation team, which is also known as the infrastructure team. Which form the DevSecOps service. And we already have the developers. So this team, this unit is a team, however, it's also like a service. So they work not really in isolation, they work across the board. Like this security team, we have the administration. Maybe we know about the administration team. They're part of the security team because they perform administration, creating of users. Even some of the DevSecOps team rely on them, administration. But as a DevSecOps, you should understand administration. As a DevSecOps, you should understand developers. As a DevSecOps engineer, you should understand Scrum Master and Agile. As a DevSecOps, you must understand the operation. As a DevSecOps, you must understand even the waterfall. You can see most of our training as a DevSecOps engineer that we are planning to be, we have to take a chunk of this. They are generalists. But despite they are from generalists, they are also a migrant from either of these people, either from the management team or from the developers or from the security team or from the operation team. Like me, I'm from the operation team. I'm a DevSecOps from the operation team. They have the infrastructure team. They are also known as the cloud engineer, that you also know, cloud engineer. So this is the Agile team in a typical SLDC. What's SLDC? SLDC, which is software development lifecycle.
SDLC. SDLC.
SDLC or SLDC, yes, the same thing. But software development, development, yes, development, life. I think the circle is SCYCLE, right? Yes. So some team, some company, when they are recruiting, they will say SLDC, some will say SDLC. But I've seen I think the real word is actually, is it SLDC? Let's be sure. Okay, SDLC. Okay, all right. So company can also call it SDLC or SLDC, but just understand it's software development lifecycle. What does that mean? It means from planning, the processes a software pass through from conceptualization to MVP. Sorry, I'm going to be using the right word now. So by this time, you're going to be used to it because we are training ourselves to become a DevOps team member. From conceptualization, but there was one guy that went for interview. They asked him, do you know the meaning of MVP? He said no. Organization to MVP. It's not football, it's not most valuable player. No, MVP actually means that product that is ready to be shipped, that is ready to be consumed, is MVP. So meaning an idea to MVP, to something that is that can give value. A product that can give value is called MVP. So that MVP, it doesn't mean that it's what we actually plan to do, but it's a prototype ready to use parts of that services. You understand me? For example, we are planning to build a car, right? So let's say we want to serve a mobility, we are into mobility business. And for us to go into mobility business, we need to think about aviation, automobile, right? And geoinformatics. So those are the things our application is going to carry, right? How to build a car, know how to navigate around. So we may say, okay, since we don't have the money to build a car right now, the car is our project. Let's look at the smallest mobility process. Let's try and learn how to walk through a path. We can decide to start designing an application. Since how to walk is very easy, you don't need money. We can design an app on how to move around, maybe from point A to point B. If it's successful, we can ship the application out. It becomes an MVP. But the goal is mobility. If that product is being used, everybody walking with their barefoot can use that. You cannot decide to design a sandals so that when they are walking, they will not be walking on their barefoot. You can see we are improving on our product from just regular walking with barefoot to sandals. Then we can release the sandals. If the sandals is fine, we can call it trekkers. From trekkers, we can sneak. We say, okay, it's better. Let's just do a more fine trekkers, maybe sneakers. We can just do it sneakers. I know I used trekkers when I was in primary school. Then trekkers is the sandals that have foam. You can move with it. Yes, that means we have some of us that know how to trek very well. So from trekkers, we move to sneakers, meaning we can move fast. You can jog with it. You can run with it. From sneakers, we can start to go on to start designing a board. What do you call it? Is it a snowboard? What do you call it? I'm a very village boy, so there's a name they call it, right? A skateboard, right? Is it a skateboard or a skateboard? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear
Hear
you.
you now.
But
We
was there a
can hear you,
glitch?
but your network
Yeah,
is breaking sometimes.
Okay. I was gonna check. I thought it was mine.
I
No,
was
I think
also
it's
thinking it
your
was mine.
own network.
Okay.
Look
So
out,
you
you're
see,
not in Nigeria again now. Why? What is
Ni-
village
Nigerian network
follow
is good.
village network village?
Now village people.
I think I should
Fine
start.
now.
No, it's good. Just that I
Yeah,
moved my former location to a new place. So I'm just testing the network here. So is it
Okay.
better now?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Let's say this
Let's
network thing.
let's keep checking it.
okay. Let us greet Madam. We saw her now.
She's here. Oh, out you here. In our last class. Was part of it.
I been a madam the old dam. Shape madam wants follow you talk.
Please help her beg her. Tell her that we want to enjoy the class soon.
Hey, no, she doesn't have issue. She doesn't have issue. Say hi to them. You see, they want to enjoy the class.
Hello.
Mama, Ekutoju.
Okay, so from trackers, we can start saying, okay, since we have learned trackers and the trackers, everybody's now using trackers. Now from trackers, we move to sneakers. Do you know, during this process, right, we have so many things that are already out. We already have a product out that was for part on how to navigate. That's the first product. Now we now move to sneakers, to trackers, which is second product. That's second MVP. So it can become version 2. Now people are not using the trackers. From the trackers, we now move to sneakers. That's version 3. From version 3, you know, because we have done how to move, navigate. So what to navigate will still be part of the product. Then from trackers, from sneakers, we now say, okay, let's just go into skateboarding. Skateboards, especially for those of you that are in the highway, please, I'm in the class. Go. Then skateboard will come. How many products now? 4 products, 4 MVP. Then from trackers to sneakers, from sneakers to skateboard, then from skateboard, we can start going to bicycle creation. So at the end of the day, you can see we are making money as the product is going. People are enjoying our product. We are getting feedback from people. So instead of waiting for us to start building a car, which is our end product, we have actually started with what we have and started releasing it as we go. Now from bicycle, the bicycle is okay. You know why people will enjoy our bicycle? Because we have learned from our mistakes. All the mistake, the feedback that we've gotten from trekking app. So I know some of us have used Google Map, whereby you are going to Julius Berger, you take you to another place, you enter one way drive. But this will stop you like, what are you doing? You don't know that this is one way. You say it's Google Map. It's Google Map. I've experienced that. It's so traumatizing. And you know, Nigeria police will say, sorry. It's not an excuse. Oh, God, calm down. You understand? So, but during that process, feedback has come from people using it. So by the time we now get into building our bicycle, our product will be more formidable than somebody that just sat down and designing how to ride the bicycle, how to make sure that bicycle is okay, people are using it. Before the person completes that bicycle planning, we have gotten like 5 products out, and that product, people are using it. And bicycle is okay. We cannot go into automobile, which is motorbike. From motorbike, we go to car, from car to plane, from plane to ship. And at the end of the day, our company becomes very big and very formidable. That is what Agile processes is talking about. Agile process says that instead of the word Agile means mini delivery, deliver it, focus on the goal. As some of us have used Microsoft Word, apart from Control-C and Control-V and changing of the font, some of us know that in that Microsoft Word, there are some things we've never used and we will never use. Am I lying? How many of us have used word wrapping in Microsoft Word? How many of us have used animation in Microsoft Word. Do you know in Microsoft Word you can animate?
Microsoft Word or PowerPoint?
Word, Microsoft Word.
Oh, yeah, you can animate it Word.
Do you know you can animate with Word? Do you know you can do so many things in Word? So Microsoft Word, they took years to deliver that product because the features that that product has is more than even the product itself. Now I don't use Microsoft Word again. I use Google Document. And Google Document has the basic things that I need to get my product all out. It can convert to PDF. I can type, I can format. But Microsoft Word is more richer. If you look at Microsoft Word application, it has about 700 megabytes. If you are downloading it, sometimes 2 gig. But if you can see how portable as Google Document is, the Google Word is very small, but I can do everything I want to do. But Microsoft Word has more features, but the features in Google Word are the features that I need. So Agile says, instead of waiting to make sure that everything is ready for MVP, why not produce the most important features of that MVP and release it? So as you keep working on the features, you keep releasing it. You keep working on the features, you keep releasing it. At the end of the day, you end up releasing all the things that is in the backlog of the product. You can see that is the first shift. Minimum viable product. Oh, Adiola, you are lovely. Thank you. So minimum viable product in a layman language is the smallest unit, the smallest features of the product that is where we all can use. And that is not out of what we need. Oh God. This basement, am I breaking again? Am I up? Am I okay? Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, say hi.
Yes, you are breaking. But we can hear you.
You can continue, but we are catching up.
Yeah, we can
Just
hear you.
breaking, but we can hear you.
Hi, God. I'm in a basement. Maybe I should. I don't want to disturb them upstairs. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, let's continue. So minimum viable product, the minimum needs that the product can ever give. That is what you work on. So by the time you keep releasing the features, but as compared to Waterfall says you have to make sure that everything you want to release is tested, is what you release, so that by the time you release it, hey, people will know that you have a product, because the kind of the features is going to be displaying. People will know that your product is Oga. However, if you look at the Agile processes and the regular Waterfall, you realize that the Agile processes product will be out, people will be consuming it, will be making profit. Even before that major product that you are talking about comes out, features may have changed, trends may have changed. People may have adopted a new methodology and a new style. So meaning that you are going to be going back, keep going back. Imagine now that you have a phone. You are designing a phone that can produce 4G, or let's say 3G. And you want that phone to have phone, network, everything, to make sure that it has the best internet security processes and everything. But by this time, you will still be developing it. But phone like iPhone 5, iPhone, they may have released more products. You understand me? So by the time your phone comes out, there's already 5G. So it means that you are still going to take that phone that you have released, that you're supposed to go out for MVP, you take it back home and start redeveloping it. You understand? So at the end of the day, you may even end up, because by the time company keeps spending money on that product and the product is not out and they're not making money from that product, they'll cancel that product. So those were the challenges that we are facing when we're using a waterfall process. Now, are you not saying that there is no planning? Are you not saying that there is no features? There is. But are you not saying that we're not using the regular project planning, which is the same waterfall? You can see, if you can see my screen now, This is the processes of a project manager, which is a regular waterfall. Are we saying now that this have stopped working? No. As a matter of fact, these processes have never been alive than this time. Just that the idea have changed. For example, the people that we work with, the people that we work with before, if I'm your teacher, you don't dare not call me by my name. You call me sir. You understand me? If I'm your manager, you dare not come to my office without me calling you. You dare not send me a mail because I'm your master. Hello? I'm your master. And as a master, you must obey me. Even if your suggestion is correct, I don't care to know. I'm your master. But now, I'm no longer your master, I'm your servant. Because why? My training now, if you look at my pattern of my training, I have a syllabus, what we're going to train, but I'm dishing it out based on the people we have and based on the people, the way I know that they can understand it. And I'm also making it open for you to contribute and to share your opinion. Like as that lady said, SLDC, if it was before, for you to even tell me SLDC is like an insult to me. Why would you be correcting me in my class? Why would you be telling me SLDC? I'm your master, you understand me? But now it's not so. I'm supposed to listen. I'm supposed to support you and make sure that you succeed as a student, as my enthusiast, not make sure that you listen to me. That's why we even took a consensus. I can come to class. Today is assignment. You see, the ideology is what shifts. That is why you cannot just learn all the DevOps tools and you think you are a DevOps engineer. This mentality must come into you, that you are here for the product and for the customer. Everybody is here to serve. You understand me? So now, these are the three things that, these are the four key manifesto: processes and tools, comprehensive documentation, contract negotiation, and following a plan. This is the regular waterfall. Old school, let me use the word old school project management. I'm not going to really call it old school because some aspect of engineering is still using it. Some aspect of like some construction, building construction, they are still using regular waterfall project management. Yes, they are still. But right now, the software development, let's focus on the Agile. But the Agile manifesto say the first thing you do in the waterfall manifesto, the first thing you do is, what are the processes you want to do? What are the processes? What are the processes? How do you want to build a house? How many buildings? Are you getting me? What are the plans? You have to bring out your plans. Then what are the tools you want to use? You have to mention the tools like, okay, I want to build an IT team. Okay, the IT team, I need Cisco is the best tool to use right now. We're going to get a Cisco router. Then we want to build a data center. After building a data center, we need to get all the people in place. Database administrator, must be Oracle database administrator, must be Cisco, a network certified engineer, must be IBM certified server management, must have PMP. Person must have PMP. If it's not PMP, we are not taking it. You must have CompTIA certified. You know, all those things where they will have to put the tools first. They now look for the people that know how to use the tools. Put the processes first. Look out for how to make sure that the processes come. But in Agile processes, Agile says, if you have a product you want to build, look out for the people that have an idea or that have this skill set, that understand the product very well. Bring the people together. Let them discuss on the tools they want to use. Let them agree. So individual and interaction over processes and tools. First difference. The second difference is saying that before, the whole school says we must have a comprehensive documentation. You want to do anything, you have to write how you want to follow it step by step. So that by the time you write it step by step, we review it, we plan it, we approve it, it becomes a manifest. Then we will now go to feed and start using that manifest to work. And we should work 100% according to that plan. And if you must do anything out of that plan, you must write what you want to do. It's called change management. You must go for approval. You must approve that change management. If you are working in a whole school tech industry, this is what we are doing. Then after approving it, then you now take that change management and bring it and approve, then you now, before you implement it. But Agile processes says no. When the people have an idea and as they are working and they discover that there are some things they need to change, they come together again, they have a meeting and they discuss the change and they put the change and they implement the change immediately. For example, I can say, okay, I want my application to be taking pictures and doing videos. And at the same time, I want my application to be able to okay, let me use old school stuff now. To have a Bluetooth, you must have a Bluetooth device. Somebody can say, no, Bluetooth is no longer in vogue, right? You should have a smart share. Some of us have used smart share, right? So instead of doing Bluetooth, by then you do Bluetooth. How many of us have been using Bluetooth? I can't remember the last time I used Bluetooth to transmit, to send file. But sharing is, Zender is good. Smart share is good. Okay, since smart share is in vogue, we can just change. Before you have to go and start doing, go back to review again, go back to the tools you want to use. You understand me? By then you now come back to comprehensive documentation, the trends have shifted. So working software is, what is the change? How can we deliver it? Get something ready from the whole project we want to do. Get something tangible ready. Get an MVP ready. You understand me? Now, that is one thing about Agile. Now, comprehensive documentation, are you saying that they're not going to document while they have everything ready? Now, the difference between the first one and the second one is that the first one says document first before you work. The third one, the second one says, which is the Agile process, says, as you are making changes, document it. So one is saying document first, the other one saying document along the way. Plan along the way. Approve along the way. You understand? Like I remember a project there's a project I just completed last year, November. I would say last year to this year. We are doing something, we are migrating some application, and I was migrating from one AWS to another AWS. Something happened and we needed instant change. We needed an instant change. I called the CTO on a call, on a phone call. We had a meeting. Our next Scrum meeting, next stand-up meeting, we discussed it and it was agreed. That day, it was approved. Are you getting me? I will make that change and it's fasting the whole work. They were telling us to do some training as we were doing migration. I was not comfortable with it because it was not affecting me. I was trying to do some training, some education training, and I'm doing migration. It was not affecting my output. I called a meeting, CTO, okay, can we do it like this? After this, I'm going to have this time slack. Can I just finish this migration so that we can meet our ATA? They agreed. I suspended my training. You understand me? And we completed the migration and I went back to the training. I completed it. You understand? That flexibility is something you don't get in the whole school. In fact, for you to meet your CTO, you must first of all meet your team lead. From your team lead, you meet your supervisor. From your supervisor, you now meet your manager. From your manager, you now meet your CTO. You see the step, and you have to send a mail with proof. And when there's an issue, nobody is taking responsibility. But now, I have access to my CTO directly, and CTO have access to the team lead, to the supervisor. We are even working to, in fact, you wouldn't even know it's supervisor because supervisor could be a rotational role. That is an Agile process. But in whole school, you have to be promoted. You understand me? That is one of the reasons why I also learning Agile here, because you may join a team tomorrow and you play a Scrum role. The tools, what are the tools we use in Scrum? We either use a Jira board or use a Kanban. So you can say, I'm not talking about Jira and Kanban now. I'm talking about the mindset. You understand me? I'm talking about the mindset, because if you understand the mindset very well, the tools becomes easier. If you look at my training, I am trying to build my training. We're trying to build our training to be an agile training, not pumping classes into you, pumping tools into you. But if I can pump the ideology into you, by the time you come out of this training, you get 1 or 2, 3, 4 skills, you can become a developer. It has worked for all my students. You understand me? So the ideology first. Now, after you've done everything, you now call the customer that want to use it. You write an SLA, they will sign before they'll start using it. The customer, you'll now be waiting for the customer to tell you, you did a good job, or this job is a whack. But now, you bring your customer into your product. That's why the product owner is part of the agile team. Because the product owner is somebody that understands well about the product, that work closely with the person, with the customer, the people that want to use the product. They understand the product, they understand what the people want, they work closely with them, they are part of the team. So when the customer is complaining, the customer will no longer complain, because customer suggestions, as you are building, the customer is bringing their own contribution into it. So they will not complain. However, they can only just keep suggesting and keep recommending for improvement. So the act of rejecting the product is going to be very reduced as compared to the first one, where they can tell you and give you a review and say this product is whack, and they will write off your company. So many companies are folded up after spending so much money in designing a product, and the product was no longer accepted, and they have a bad review, and that was it. But now there's not like you having a bad review, because the product owner, the product idea, the features that the product wants, that the customer wants, it was discussed along the process. We discussed it. So they contributed. You're like me now. I also do photography. I shared it in the group. I still had this idea processes to my photography. Whenever I snap a picture, I go for an event. I tell you, I first of all had the discussion with you. What kind of picture do you want? What kind of picture do you like? I do pre-wedding shots. I understand the kind of picture you like. By the time I enjoy what kind of picture you like, then I take my picture. After taking it, I will even show you. Thank God we have a digital screen. Not before, there's no digital screen until you go to lab and you see sometimes it will wipe out. But this time, you have a digital screen, you show them, they like it. Wow, I love this picture. I don't like this picture. Some client will tell you, delete it. Now, I don't want to see this picture, delete it. Show them. By the time you do that, before I produce my photo book, I share the picture to them. They select the ones they like. From that, the ones they like, I used to do their package, a photo book package. I show them. They select the number of pages they like. By the time I finish editing, I show them they like it. If I'm producing it, they would surely like it, because why? It's something that they have been carried along. So it will be difficult for them to reject my photo book, because they were carried along. Because I know the kind of thing I show them. Whenever I'm producing it, I make sure that they produce it to what I show them. So by the time I deliver, my money is always complete. Like before, where you just snap picture, you go and edit. After editing, you do your packaging, you just deliver your photo book. You have to be panting. They will not say they don't like the picture. Why did you select this picture? See, my mouth is open. Yes. See, my leg is like, yes. See, I don't like this person. This person, I don't want this person. I didn't invite this person to my wedding. This person is my enemy. Why would you put my enemy in my photo book? You understand me? But those processes would have been avoided if you have actually carried your customer along. So these are the bridge that the Agile is covered. These are the gap that the Agile have covered. Those gap of customer not being relaxed. So by the time customer enjoy it, you keep improving. If they say they want some changes, you can make the change immediately. So Agile processes welcome change, response to change, not regularly following plan. If the plan is okay and the plan needs to be changed, you change it. But regular before the regular project management says, follow the plan to the details. And some of us have grown to that. Follow the plan to the details. That's one of the reasons why our educational system right now, especially some of us that are schooled in Africa, we are still using the old school. Some of us, some people are still studying Holmes law and Shine's law and Boyle's law, where people have left Boyle's law. They are not even discussing Donald Trump law and what was that law again? What they call this Tesla law. You understand? We are still going back to 17th century, Avogadro's law. You understand? So it's not about what you give them, it's the quality. What is the feature? What's the viable features? How effective is this feature? What can we do to this feature? How can we change this feature? Now, the question now is, if all these things are what the Agile is talking about, and it's different from this 4 Agile manifesto was broken into 12. But if by the time I'm going to share a book with you, I'm going to see all the 12. But that 12 is still within this 4. So now the question is, if all these things are what we are talking about, now where is DevOps here? The DevOps is everywhere. DevOps is part of the individual. DevOps is part of the software. DevOps is part of the collaboration. DevOps is part of responding to change. Our own process, our work as a DevOps engineer is to make sure that the individuals are working smartly and edit everything that they do regularly. You create a system that will automate it for them, that can do it for them without them manually doing it every time. For the working software, we make sure that we set up a pipeline that as they are working, when they commit and make changes, the changes is live immediately. Collaboration with customer, have a channel, manage a channel where any customer complain. That's why if you go to Google Play Store, they will put the name of the developer there. They don't put the name of the company most times. They put the name of the developer because the developer is supposed to be at that place, liaising with the customer and liaising with everybody, so that when there is a complaint about your app, you pick that complaint up, you review it, you make that features change, you deliver it, you get another version. Then you get an email or an SMS on your phone say a new version of this application is ready. Please update your app. You update it, and that bug is fixed. You understand me? So these are what makes you the DevOps engineer. It's not necessarily the tools. That is why you must learn all these tools. So these are the, okay, I think this one is something we're going to learn later. So now these are the processes that takes place on every features. The first one, you plan as a team, you analyze, you design, you code, you test, you deploy. Instead of planning with many years, analyzing the planning with many years, designing what you plan, then coding, then testing it as a prototype. But this time you're not testing as a prototype. You are testing it as an MVP. The Kubernetes we are using, I think, is still version 1.8, version 1.4, 1.3. You can see Kubernetes started from from alpha. Your first MVP is called alpha. The second MVP is called beta. Before you start having, you can have beta 1, beta 2, before you can start having version 0.1. Then 0.11, 0.112, before you now have version 1. Are you getting me? And version 2 and version 3. Kubernetes deployment file, some of the deployment file is still in beta. Meaning, does that mean beta? Beta means that we are just coming out, we are still testing it, but you can use it. It means that despite we can use it, please, we need your feedback. Even version 1, it still tells you we need your feedback. So these are, you can see the shift. So I think tomorrow we'll run through the tools. We'll run through the tools of Agile processes, because when we're talking about planning, you have to have a process of planning. We have 4 major tools that we use. We have for the presentation, we use Jira board. No, we use Jira board to track our processes, or Kanban. Somebody just dropped something. Piano playing. Who is piano playing? Can you say something about piano playing? Minimum viable product, piano playing. Okay, please share more about that. So we talked about the board. You can either use Jira board or Kanban. A Jira is when we want to use it, want to use the regular Scrum methodology. The Scrum methodology actually talks about we agreeing on what we want to do. We put it in a backlogs. Then we'll pick up one of the features, and we decide on the times. Okay, this is the product we want to release. This is the aspect of the product we want to release. Let's release this product within our first 1 month. We can call that 1 month a sprint. What does that mean, a sprint? It means that, okay, this, for example, we want to deliver like that mobility I talked about now. We want to do mobility thing. We can say, okay, let us design our first features, which is making sure that the application tells people on how to navigate around with their foot. Okay, we can say, okay, how long will it take us? We say, okay, everybody, both the back end, the front end, the geoinformatics engineer, the cybersecurity engineer, we can come and form a meeting, we list what we want to do within that month. We'll say, okay, within this 1 month, let's deliver this product, these particular features in 1 month. Then that, because we target 1 month, it becomes a sprint. Then we can start, everybody will be working on a daily day, on every day. We can be having our stand-up, which could be most times, some is 15 minutes, some is 20 minutes. I think the highest stand-up I've ever had is 30 minutes. Too much stand-up is not good. There was a company I worked with, they were doing micromanagement. They were doing 2 stand-up, 1 morning, 1 night. There was some company I also worked for, we did 1 stand-up in a week, 2 stand-up in a week, Monday and Friday. But it's not compulsory. But if you are working, it's not compulsory that you have before. That's why I'm talking about the Agile processes, and change is allowed. There's something like, it's a must that we must have stand-up every day. But there must be a stand-up. That stand-up, you discuss what you're going to do, what you've done, the challenges you are having, and what you're going to do. That's what you discuss on your Scrum. Like, okay, I was able to do the front end, the website is out, people can now log in, but despite their login, I was trying to design so that in case they want to move from one place to the other, they'll be seeing where they are going to. I was having challenges in doing that. So your colleague that understands that process can contribute to you. So, okay, have you tried to do this, do this? You understand me? Okay, let's have a one-on-one meeting. You have a one-on-one meeting with the person. The person will just tell you, well, you will not add that knowledge, add it to your team and move on. You understand me? Then the next day, this is what I'm going to do. So these are the things you discuss on your stand-up. And at the end of the day, you will now have a retrospect. You will not discuss, a retrospect is what you discuss sometimes in a week. Okay, this is what we have done. This is the challenges we had. This is how we were able to overcome these challenges. This is what we are going to do. You understand me? Those are part of Agile process. You can see it becomes more interesting, more fun. Like me, I enjoy working in Agile environment more than all the years that I work in Waterfall. In fact, just like I was saying, where was I? Why is this? I know some company too, they are doing hybrid Agile because some of them actually come from regular Waterfall. It's difficult for them to quickly adapt to 100% Agile processes. But Agile also says that you don't force people. You understand me? You evangelize to them. So it's not like by force. Agile plan is not by force. As an Agile, after this class, now all of you are going to be an Agile enthusiast or Agile evangelist. So as an Agile evangelist, you should learn about the Agile and you should learn how to sweet talk people into doing it and make people, let them be comfortable to adopt your process. You imagine something that started 30 years ago. It's now we are learning it. If it was by force, by this time, everybody would have learned it. So Agile processes is not by force. However, it's the best way of shaping an application to MVP. I think I will stop here. Then I'm going to share, there are many Agile training everywhere. There are many Agile training everywhere, but there's one I enjoy so much. It's called CTFE-Prof. CTFE-Prof, I think they became an Agile manifesto. They became an Agile team, I think 4 years ago. You understand? So after becoming a Scrum Master, you can decide to choose to become more of. They did not pay me for this, so it's free. Their training is okay. the materials are okay, you understand? And interestingly, they can also give you a welcome to Scrum training, and it is free. You can even do your test. By the time you finish your test, you get certified, you get this badge. And this badge, you can share it on your LinkedIn profile and everything. And you'll be able to understand all the processes, because they also provided some document that you can even read. You understand? You can read. I'll share the document, the link here. I think the link is here, where you can start taking your test and start taking your test. When you pass it, you give a certificate. This is version 2022. So I will share.
Is it free?
It's free. It's free. It's free. So after you pass this, you can decide if you want to pursue Scrum fully. You can decide to start going to become either a Scrum Master, professional, or product owner, or developer, you understand, or advanced. But this free one is enough to get you started. Please just get it, and I'm going to send you some document on how you're going to do it. There are so many products they also have. How to work remotely. You can also come here. It's also free. And digital marketing, I think this one you paid for it. They have some, even I think they have white belt. This white belt, I don't know if it's free, but this company is fantastic. I'm a follower of this company and I benefited from it. Most of my students have also come here to learn, and you can also pay. Their certification is very free. You understand? And it's very recognized. You understand? It's very recognized. Scrum Foundation, all these ones are free. I'll share you this link. So for some of us that are certificate crazy, you can just come here and pack all the certification. But I don't always train people to focus on certification. But if you focus on certification, you don't have the skill, you'll be messed up. If you have the skill, you can learn anything. By the time you get certified, you become more formidable. Those are the things I've also helped some of my students. Understand me? So I think I will stop here. I have like 20 minutes. Let's focus on the stuff. So I'm going to share a link where you get your free documentation on Agile. Please read it before you start even writing the exam. You tell me. The manifest thing. CTFE-Prof is just a body, right? But the manifest is the same everywhere. You understand me? It's the same everywhere. These are just coach. These are community coach. So you can, these are the adoption. These are the adoption documentation, which I would recommend you download. I think it's free. Most Agile materials are free. As a matter of fact, since Agile started, interestingly, it has pioneered so many training, so many infrastructure. It has pioneered so many infrastructure. You can see I just downloaded it now. It's free. There's what open source came as a result of Agile. So I'll share this link with you. Before you can even have an app running, you have to be licensed Red Hat. Now, even with the regular Ubuntu that is open source, you can get your application up without even bothering yourself to be thinking about how to get Linux certificate license to run your infrastructure. You understand me? Those are the things that Agile came with. We can even learn now. Before Agile processes, it was difficult for you to even run a server. Now, you can run a server. You don't even need to get a physical server. Just subscribe to AWS. Like on our next 2 training, we're going to be launching server, working on server, destroying server, which was very heavy before. It was very heavy for you to even configure server. Now, you can work with server, learn how to install server, enjoy it as if it's your regular system, and pay, if necessarily, for the time you use. These are Agile. Agile have cut across everything, including women now. They are even Agile now. You know, before you have to toast, ask out, take them out. Now you just go to different app. Discuss, tell them what you want. Agile. You want to marry, you marry. If you know it, you understand me, even guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm bringing this into relationship. But in one way or the other, Agile have successfully entered the whole system. So if you are still doing waterfall, you're on your own. So welcome on board. For those of you that are new to Agile, welcome to Agile. For those of you that are not new, kudos. Let's keep moving on. So I'm going to share some resources with us that you do it today. Do it today. Possible, do the certification. Read the documentation twice. The first time will give you understanding. The second time, it will give you deep details. I'm going to share you a video. There are so many free videos everywhere about Scrum, Agile processes. Master it. Then before you now start learning the tools, which is the Scrum board, Jira board, and the Kanban or whatsoever thing you want to use. There are so many boards that is there. It's not only Jira. Jira is just one of the most popular Agile board. There's so many boards that are there. You understand? So I think I will stop here. Any question?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Before I left Nigeria, I did the training. Like I think I told you that I was using Linux then, but there was a time I moved into Azure. So I was able to do something on Azure fundamentals, Azure AI, and the stuff like that. Does it have something to do with these agile processes that we are talking about, or is another thing entirely? Because I'm looking at it now that it seems I've gotten different knowledge of different application. Now I'm looking at it that is there any way all these things can come together and become one? And I think that was the reason why I registered for this course. But with that, I'm looking at it, it seems I'm still having much and more to learn about. Or how is it like?
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let me just address that question. All those tools you've learned, they are part of the Agile training. But just that what was different from what we've learned is the personality. The person. You know, some people have gotten some job. They just use that job knowledge and start training people about tools, right? The person is that person that is bringing everything together so that you know when to apply this, and this. For example, I've never used Azure DevOps before in my career, but I've used CTFE and Jenkins. But can I use Azure DevOps? Yes. You know why? Because I'm an Agile person. I'm responsive to change. Are you getting me? And I'm open to knowledge. And the tools are similar across board, just that they call it different name. So why would they employ me than employ somebody that have Azure DevOps? They will employ me because I am the DevOps engineer. So I can use any tools. But you Azure DevOps, you just learned Azure DevOps. You don't understand what is being used. So what we are trying to do, by the end of our training, you will now see that, oh, that Azure DevOps you learned is actually a tool, will come handy. If you join any company, you tell them, this is who I am. I'm a DevOps engineer. I've used Azure DevOps. So if the company uses Azure DevOps, they will feel, okay, since this person already have a knowledge in Azure DevOps, are you getting me? And it has a DevOps ideology. Let's employ him. But they will not employ you because you have a Azure DevOps. Because sometimes they may even have CTFE-CI. They will ask you, have you used CTFE-CI before? If you say no, that does not mean they will not employ you. But because you have used Azure DevOps before, for automation and your perform automation processes, you have resolved some people's problem. They will believe that.
Thank you. I think I get it now.
They will not believe that, oh, for you to be
I think I just need to incorporate everything.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So you just need to know, oh, I am not the person. I am the person, not the tools. So by the time they not tell you, go and learn this tool, this is the tool we are using. Right? During the onboarding, they are going to introduce you to the tool. They expect you to go and master it in a split time. You understand me? So it's not tools before people, it's people before tools. That's what I just explained just now.
So I think I get you. I mean, I've learned tools before people, so I get it.
So now
I need to learn.
Yeah, I'm not teaching you the people now. I'm not making you the person. Most of my students are so wild after my training because the way they go wide, they go wide, W-I-L-D, in terms of knowledge assimilation is vast because the personality is what we are building. It takes time. Some people will like, after the training, they're like, Patrick, there are so many things to learn. That is what I'm expected to do. I'm expected to give you that fire, but not to focus on tools, but to focus on solutions. I'm supposed to help you pick up, learn any tools as you want, as quick. Well, I'm going to teach you the principle of 3, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour learning processes of agile processes. Those are the things that you cannot learn anywhere. So by the end of the day, by the time you get a job, the company will see you very resourceful. Because they will not complain, they will not sack you because you don't know how to, they will not sack you because you don't know how to use tools, but they will sack you if you don't understand how to gain knowledge and how to contribute. You will be sacked. And the painful thing about agile sacking, it's not like normal project management that they will just tell you, HR will call you and say, no, your team lead will be the one that will call you. Say, well, you can see you've not been useful to our team. No, they won't say useful. So you can see that it's like our team is not compatible with your personality. And we believe that there is a team out there that will be nice, that will find you very handful. But for now, I think this is just the end of the road. We just feel we need a better person. We want you to go and look out for a better team. You will not be the one to tell them, no, I want to stay. You say, no, we want you to go and look for a better team. You have just been sacked, for crying out loud. You understand me? So the sacking, even the onboarding process is going to be fun. When you are also leaving them, it's also going to be fun. That is the agile processes. You understand me? So I don't know how to put it. Don't worry. By the time you read that manifesto very well, adding to what I just explained now, your mind is going to open. So by the time you now go into administration, cloud engineering, talking about VM, virtualization, Docker, Kubernetes, you no longer focus on Kubernetes, you focus on you. You understand me? You no longer focus on VM, you focus on you. You understand? When people join you, and then maybe you end up applying for a Scrum Master, you no longer focus on the tools they are using, you focus on the people you are managing and making sure that those people, they are effective. So no matter the tools they use, for example, I work in like the project I also actually completed, we use Jira board, we use Microsoft Excel. In fact, my daily report was in Excel. Yes, this generation, I used Excel to report. Because the team that we have, most of them were using, then understand Excel more than Jira board. Sort of quite complicating issue for them. The goal is, let's get this product shipped out. And we were able to cut ETA by 2 months. The project was supposed to last for 6 months. I cut it by 2 months. Although sometimes I feel like maybe I would have delayed so that I can continue to collect money. But I got a very good review. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you see it. Very fantastic review by the CTO. And they even wanted me to stay, not stay as a contractor now, to stay as a full-time. But because I understand where I'm coming to Canada, I slightly turned it down. But the project was, they were expecting me to join them in Kenya. But you look at me now, look at the Kenyan time. The difference is very far. So these are the things I want you to learn. We are building a community of human giants, agile giants, that are hungry to change the world. So these are the things. So I believe we're going to discuss more about that. Please, let's go back to our our Git, our Git assignment. I will, okay. If you want to show your face, I would like to see one face, but at least let me just see one face. Let me know that I'm talking to a human being. Any face? Yes, that's damn. I'm talking to a human being. Please wave at me. Let me see that you are moving. Okay. Can I see one more face? One more face, one more face. Good. Hey, is. Wave at me. Let me know that you're not a picture. Wave. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. You're freezing. Shake your head. Ah, this guy is scaring me. Smile. Oh, is he frozen? Hey, is. Can you hear me? Guy. This guy, if it's not network, okay, good. Okay, good. It's moving now. Okay, thank you so much. So now let's go to Git and let's complete it. Oliver Twist, thank you. Same to you. That's correct. The tools all have to be the same concept, but just different interface. Yes, the tools. See, people say, I want to be, I'm an AWS engineer. I'm a GCP engineer. For you to be saying that, you don't even understand the DevOps tools, because whether GCP, AWS, Azure, if you are a cloud engineer, you should be able to work across board. I am a certified OCI, professional level, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure to professional level. I'm a certified Azure. I'm a certified AWS and certified IBM. I was moving on all the cloud, including Alibaba, Apsara. But I just realized that all of them are just the same. Just master one, you'll be able to walk around. Yes, others, they have some APIs that makes their cloud infrastructure differ, that makes them to shine. You understand me? But those APIs that they have, there is an open source version of it. As a matter of fact, all public cloud are using open source. It's just that they put it in their server. You are paying for their server. Because Nginx is free. Kubernetes is an open source, it's free. Docker is free. Mention any application. Apache is free. Ubuntu is free. Mention any application. Can anybody mention one? RabbitMQ is free. Mention one, please. Can somebody mention one? Please now. Agile processes is free. CI/CD, they are all free. Just that if I have a server and I put my CI/CD in my server, I can start to sell it for you as a service. It becomes a platform as a service. But we're going to be talking about that when we get to infrastructure. So it's going to be more interesting. I want to beg you, don't miss class. If you have anybody, do it. And we are going to be having a breakout session. I think we can have two groups. Now, that will be tomorrow. Now, let's go to Git and GitHub. The assignment of today is simple. I want you to go to my Git repo, my public repo, clone it, go to my Git repo, clone it to your local system. No, first of all, this is the assignment. I'll send you the Git. Go to my Git repo. Go to Git repo, fork the repo to your own. Then clone it locally and add how the processes, add your processes, how you did it, add your processes to this file, readme.md file. If it's not there, create it. Then push it to your own repo. Then make a pull request, PRO. No, let's leave that one now. I think everybody can make pull requests, PRO, to it, to make a pull request to my repo. So, you know, for you to do that, let me give you an expo. Create a branch. When you fork it in your own, create a branch and work on your branch. After working on your branch, everything you're going to be doing, put it in your own branch. Are you getting me? And make a pull request to my own. I can merge it. Is that okay? And when you are creating your README file, name it separately. You can say README dummy or README Ehis, README Sally Sale, or README Shibuke, README Moses, README Judith. You understand me? When you are creating your README file, so that you will not have what we call forbidding, pull request forbidding, where you will not be able to mesh together. Conflict, we call it conflict, to avoid conflict. Okay, let's have that, and we can close.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah. By your repo, do you mean that we should go to your personal repo or the repo in the organizations?
I think let's use my own personal repo first.
Okay, can you send
That's what I want to do now.
Okay.
It's a public repo, so maybe after this, in our next class, I'm going to give you a private repo. They are not going to be an organization repo, right? That one, it becomes a bit easy too. But let's make a public repo. Let's make it simple first, right? Because I'm going to be working more like that. That's how we build our profile. That's how we build our confidence. So this is the file. This is a public repo. So I'm going to share this repo here, Control C. What's a public repo? Everybody should be able to access it anywhere. Okay, this is the repo. So please, I know we have spent more time talking about Agile. So maybe by tomorrow, if we complete our class in time, we can just review it. You understand me? Or maybe we start it with it. We spend like 10 minutes. Please, moderator, I like this lady, Judith. She has not been talking. Judith, you moderate us tomorrow. We're only going to spend the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes on the assignment so that you not take the whole class. You understand me? Is that okay? Okay. That being said and done, so I enjoyed today's class again. Did you have fun today? Hello?
Yes. Yes, I do.